Should I give up if my girlfriend's father feels I am a con artist because I am African?
The only thing that matters in this case, the father is quite. I mean, he can be an effect. Obviously, he can have some influence, but the thing that's most important is how your girlfriend feels about you. If she's head over heels in love with you, she'll tell her father to fuck off, pound sand, go on down the road. Women will give up their country, they'll give up their children in some cases, they give up their jobs, they give up their family for love. There was what was it, one of the Japanese princesses just
She gave
married
up
a
her nobility,
commoner, and
yeah.
so she gave up all of her royalty duties or ties or the things that come along with it. And so they showed kind of like the ceremony where they're all bound to each other and in essence saying goodbye because she's no longer part of the royal family because she chose somebody that was a commoner, and she did it for love. It's like, so here's somebody that could have married one of the other global elite, and instead she married some dude, I think her college boyfriend or something like that, for love because how she felt about him. So the important thing is if your girlfriend loves you completely and is not happy with her father's behavior and is telling him it's inappropriate and he needs to apologize or whatever. And I'm assuming this guy is not a con artist because the implication is that he's saying basically that the father is racist against him. That's what it seems like the
It sounds
insinuation
very
is. So
racist. Yeah.
if that's the case and the girlfriend is totally in love with him and doesn't care what the father thinks, then because that's a common problem no matter where you are in the world. You could have a different religious sect or different hierarchical preferences of people in different religions. That like I remember I saw there's a grave, and I can't remember where it was I think it was maybe in the United States or maybe it's in the UK somewhere. I think it's the United States. And it was a couple where like one of them was a Protestant and the other one was, I don't know, Christian or a Catholic or something like that. And so because of the rules of the religion, they were not allowed to be buried in the same cemetery because they were from different versions of the Christian faith. And so they're buried in, I guess there's two church properties or two properties where Protestants are on one side and other Catholics are on the other, or whatever Christian, whatever the other religion was. And so they have their gravestones, and then above the wall that separates the two cemeteries, there's like two hands shaking. So the gravestones go up, and their hands are joined over the wall. And so that was a way that they dealt with that, which was pretty interesting. So it's two people that the church did not support getting married, but yet anyways they married, had a family, and loved each other, even though the church didn't approve. And so again, the important thing is, how's the girl feel? Because it may potentially, the father may disown the daughter, and those things happen. Like I don't remember who I was talking with. I think it might have been Chunky the other day. We're talking about Charlie Chaplin, the guy who was the original. Everybody has heard of Charlie Chaplin, right?
Yeah.
So when he was like, I think he was like 56, if I'm not mistaken. 55, 56. His last and final wife got introduced to him. It was an up and coming actress, and she was from I think Sweden. And so a mutual friend introduced her to Charlie Chaplin. They became friends, and eventually, some point, a romance blossomed. And then when she turned 18, it was like literally a year after they met, they married. And he was like 56 and she was 18. And the father was like, screw you. I don't approve of this marriage. I don't want you marrying this man. He's like 36 years older than she was. So I guess he was 50, maybe he was 54, something like that. Didn't approve of it, disowned the daughter, and like they were estranged for the rest of their lives. But she didn't care because she loved the shit out of Charlie Chaplin, and they had 8 kids together, if I'm not mistaken. And he died when he was like, I think 86 or 89, and she died when she was like 63 or 64. I think she died of pancreatic cancer. So even though I had a huge age gap, it's like she only lived 14, 15 years beyond what he did. So it's like, you never know what your life path is, and just because you're Because people say, oh, a younger woman should marry an older guy. It's like sometimes those things happen. You look at like what's his name, Robert McNamara, who was the Secretary of Defense originally under Kennedy and then later Lyndon Johnson during the Vietnam War. He lived to be almost 90, and his wife, his first love that he had his family with when he was young, it's like he doted on her, but he said the stress of the Cuban Missile Crisis and Vietnam and all the things, because there was a lot of shit that happened. I think Kennedy's assassination, that it took its toll on his wife, and she died, I think, in her late 50s, early 60s, and he later remarried. But those things are just because you marry somebody your same age doesn't mean that you're going to live till, you may live 30, 40 years beyond, your spouse or whatever. But in this particular case, the father did not approve of his daughter marrying Charlie Chaplin, and they stayed together the rest of his life. They had a beautiful family together. So again, if she's down, that's all that matters. And it may cost her the relationship with her father or her family or her whole family, but if she really truly loves you, it's like it won't matter. Women, it's like it's all about how they feel. And if she's head over heels in love with you, it's like she'll be upset with her father and tell him he's got to apologize. And father may be like, screw you. It's possible the dude just is racist. I mean, it happens. It's not your fault. It's his fault. The only thing that matters is how she feels about you.